So dear students, last time we have studied the general characters of Annelida. You know the term actually that made up of large number of the annular or the ring-like structures, and thus type of the animal is said to be as the Annelida. Annelida means annulus, rings. So here let us go to the classification. Classification of Annelida. Classification of Annelida. The Annelida phylum has been classified into four classes. Has been classified into four classes. You can say four classes. So in which the first class, you can say, in which the first class Polychaeta. The first class you can say that is Polychaeta. What are the characteristic feature of the Polychaeta? So Polychaeta means actually these animals are elongated worm-like body. Their body is elongated worm-like, and they are exclusively marine forms. They are exclusively marine forms means they are only seen in they are available or living in the marine only. So you know very well that aquatic, the water living in which there is only marine forms. Only marine forms you can say. So these are the exclusively marine forms, and they are the carnivorous. They are the carnivorous. What does it mean carnivorous? Carnivorous means you can say they are the carnivorous means the feeding nature. Feeding means that their habit you can say. What type of the habit? Some of the animals are the depends upon the other type of the animals. Carnivorous means the flesh eating. Better to say that the flesh eating. You know very well. The animals are classified in different types: vegetarian, non-vegetarian, or you can say the carnivorous and the herbivorous. Herbivorous means vegetarian. Carnivorous means flesh-eating animals. So they are also termed as the non-vegetarian. Generally, we used to say that herbivorous and the carnivorous, or the vegetarian and the non-vegetarian. So you remember here, the Polychaeta, these are the elongated worm-like body. Their body is elongated worm-like. You can say here it is, and made up of large number of the side. You can see the parapodia, unjointed appendages. You can say these are the unjointed appendages, and here the head is here. You can say anterior region is called the head, and inside that is made up of large number of the annular ring-like structure. And such animals are said to be as the poly. Poly means actually the large number of the unjointed appendages are attached on either side, on the bilateral side. So therefore here the locomotory organs are the parapodia, but setae and other type of the organs are absent here. And clitulum, the one more is clitulum is also absent here. Now what is the clitulum? Clitulum is that develops during the breeding season, and that helps to make, or you can say provide, or the form cocoons you can say, in which the eggs will be laid. The clitulum is absent here. Clitulum is absent, and these animals are actually, you can say, the reproductive. If you come back to the reproduction, they are actually unisexual forms. They are the unisexual means sexes are separate here. Sexes are separate. So you can say like this: unisexual or the separate. And development is indirect here. Development is indirect. You can say development. What are the development? Development is indirect. Indirect means it shows that larva, and name of the larva is said to be the procophore. You know very well that is procophore larva. So this is the procophore larva. So these are the typical examples of the class Polychaeta are one is Nereis, you can say. Example, Nereis. Nereis, as well as one more that is, you can say that is example, Terebella. Terebella, Terebella, Sabella. So all these are living only in the marine forms. You are able to see marine as the carnivorous. Marine as the carnivorous, and that locomotor organs are parapodia, setae are absent, and these are the unisexual forms. Development is indirect. Sorry, I mean the direct. Development is indirect. Indirect, you can say. The larva is tocopore, you can say. Remember. So these are the class. And the second class you can say, that is the here the class Oligochaeta. Oligochaeta. So most of the animals are comes under that. Actually, these are the freshwater as well as marine. Freshwater, you can say. These are the freshwater as well as terrestrial. These are the terrestrial. Freshwater as well as terrestrial forms. And in case of the terrestrial forms, they are living inside the land also. So these are also called the burrowing forms. Terrestrial as well as subterrestrial. You can say that is the subterrestrial. Subterrestrial means living inside the burrows, you can say. Living inside the burrows, making the small hole-like structure. A typical example you can say that the earthworm. So if you come across the earthworm, here example, earthworm. So in case of the earthworm, you know very well, their body is made up of large number of the annular or the ring-like structures, and they have what? They are what? The clitellum. Clitellum is present here, as I told in the beginning. So clitellum is one of the reproductive organ that develops during the breeding season, and that helps to provide or can say from the cocoons for the eggs, you can say. And these are actually unisexual. These are the unisexual, you can say like this. Bisexual. They are the bisexual or hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite. They are also called the hermaphrodite here. Sexes are the united here. Better to say the sexes are united. They are also called the hermaphrodite, means both male and the female present in the single animal. But even though if they are the sexes are separate, they shows the fertilization is external, or you can say the cross fertilization, and this cross fertilization results into the egg into the cocoons, and they are developed into the small animals. But here you can say the development is direct. What does it mean, direct development? There is no larva. There is no larva because here the sexes are united, but development is direct here. So because of that reason, there is no larva. A typical example you can say the earthworm. A good example for the earthworm here. And actually the next you can see the Hydrodinia. Class, second one. Class Hydrodinia. 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 Class Hydrodinia. So class Hydrodinia, actually these are marine aquatic forms as well as the freshwater. You can say marine as well as freshwater forms, and some of them are ectoparasite, or better to say that is parasite. You can say that is ecto and into whatever to be internal or the external. So these are the parasite. Again, parasite means, what does it mean, parasite? The animal which depends upon the host. The host is required here. So that depends on the host, and the nourishment or the nutrition will be derived from that host. So that is called the parasite. Either they may be, if they are the inside the body, you can say they are the internal. If they are the outside the body, external. But here from the external, from the outside the body, it shows the partly, or you can say a short term of the parasitic form. So they call the ecto as well the temporary parasite. It is also called the ecto as well the temporary parasite, and they suck the blood sucking animals actually. So these are the sangivorous. Sangivorous means, as I told, the herbivorous, sangivorous, carnivorous, like that. This is the sangivorous. Sangivorous means blood sucking animal. So you can say connected with blood. You can say blood. It connects, links, or you can say the sucks the blood. Sangivorous means connected with the blood sucking. So these are called the sangivorous also. Parasitic as well as sangivorous. The body is made up of large number of the same annular ring-like structures. And here, at the time of the feeding, or here, the both anterior as well as posterior end having the suckers, and with the help of these suckers, it is able to attach the host. Means with the help of sucker, it attaches the host, and there what happens? It makes a incision, and after making the incision, it puts a chemical substance, anti-coagulating substance. It takes the wound. It makes the wound here, and the blood actually, when it is like this, we can say here. With the help of the sucker, it attaches and makes the wound, and there immediately what happens? It puts the anti-coagulating substance, that was the hydrodine. And due to presence of this anti-coagulating substance, and there was the hydrodinuria. Here, remember, the sexes are again here, the united here, the same. Sexes are united, means both male and the female reproductive organs present in the same animal or the single animal, and development is direct here also. The sexes are united, development is direct. Direct. There is no larval forms, or the larva is absent. Whatever the egg hatches, that egg will be resembles to its parent. So this is the third class. And one more you can say fourth class, you can say class, and that was the Archenelida. These are the worm-like, elongated worm-like body. But what happens? These are also exclusively marine forms. Remember, exclusively marine. Only they are able to see in the marine, means in the sea water. And the locomotory organs here, parapodia. You can say parapodia are absent here. There is no locomotory organs. Parapodia. So, with the help of the body, actually the body is flattened to some extent, and that helps to undulating movement like this way. They help, that body shape is help to take the swim into the water like this undulating movement. And these are also carnivorous, as well as the development is indirect here, or sexes you can say. If you come about, the sexes are separate here. Again, the sexes are separate, unisexual form, and the development is indirect. Again, indirect means there is presence of larva. The larva, name of the larva is again here, that is the tropophore. You can say tropophore larva. So this is called the tropophore larva. Same, that is the only larva. Any type of the classification, you can say the polychaetes as well as the Archenelida animals, they show the indirect development, and if there is indirect development, you can say there is the larva, and that larva is called the tropophore larva. So remember, the phylum Annelida has been classified into 4 classes: polychaetes, oligochaetes, and the hydrodinia, as well as the Archenelida. So here I have not given that example. You can say that the leech. Leech is a good example for here, and here you can say that is Polygodes. Example you can say that is Polygodes, and this is the typical example for the Archenelida, and that shows the exclusively marine form.